Hello, church. Pastor Ben, just popping in for a minute. Happy day after Easter Sunday. I trust that all of my pastor brothers and sisters are getting some rest today, as am I. I can assure you that I am in my pajamas, in my lazy pants, fully relaxing today. But I wanted to pop in just to let folks know about our upcoming Bible study. We have a weekly, we'll loosely call it Bible study, called Beverages and Bibles. Bring your own beverage, of course, of your choosing and age appropriate. We'll be meeting on Thursday evenings at 6 o'clock. We're going to kick off with a topic that I am particularly interested in. So this will be dealer's choice, pastor's choice. I did a lot of study in seminary about monastic tradition, Mariology, and other sort of not so Presbyterian things. But one of the things that occurred to me as I was doing these particular kinds of studies, both historically and theologically, is that there is a lot that the modern church can learn from the ancient church. So the practices of the ancient church, the practices of the monasteries, the practices of the convents, the practices of our brothers and sisters from when the church sort of first began. But for this particular series, what I'd like to focus on are sort of the Benedictine traditions. So the sort of subtitle for our particular Bible study will be sort of Benedictine traditions, Benedictine principles, and how they speak to modern Protestants. So we're going to do a Bible study beginning Thursday at 6 p.m. Look for the link. I'll be posting the link. You'll have to register. So when you click on the link, you'll be asked to register. I'll be posting that on the Facebook page probably tomorrow, I hope. And then, of course, as we have been doing with worship, I'll post the password later. So our Bible study's official title will be Ancient Virtues, Modern Values, Benedictine Principles for Modern Protestants. So we're going to look at some of the traditions of the monastery, some of the practices of the monastery, remove, first of all, some of the misconceptions about their intensity, right? This idea that all monks did was walk around in abject silence and, sort of suffering for their faith. When in actuality, the monasteries are a pretty bright example of living into faith through both prayer and work, the sort of combination of working in the world and praying for the world. And so we're going to look at what we, as the sort of modern church, especially in this wacky time, can begin to learn both from the sort of historical principles and the theological principles that define what we understand as monasticism in its truest form. So we'll be looking at these things each week. We're going to take a kind of different principle. Not sure which one we'll hit first, but there are principles like silence, principles like work, principles like sort of the pattern of life, right? The pattern of the day. So we'll be looking at these things and see how they speak to us now. The reality is that, from what I can tell, monastic practices have a lot to teach us about how to maintain our spiritual and prayer practices in a very busy, very noisy, very strange, very anxious modern world. So, this Bible study is open to anybody who can hear my voice right now, whether you are a Scipiovillian or whether you are somewhere else. You are welcome to join us. Mostly free discussion, just talking about these principles and sort of framing them in a more modern context, framing them in a biblical context, looking at what the Bible has to say about similar principles or the same principles. Benedictine didn't make this up without consulting scriptural text and other things. So if you like, having a copy of the Rule of Saint Benedict is not a bad idea. I confess I carry one with me everywhere. I have a very cute black leather-bound edition of the Rule of Saint Benedict that I consult frequently. So if you want to pick that up, that's great. If not, that's fine too. We will look at the principles through the eyes of the Benedictine tradition. and then we'll translate them to our modern sort of context. So I hope you'll join. It'll be a Zoom meeting, a fun, interactive meeting. I encourage you to bring the beverages of your choice. I can assure you that Pastor Ben will have a glass of wine as we have this discussion. But tea is fine, coffee's fine, milk is fine. Whatever makes you, feel most spiritual, I guess. So I hope you'll join us Thursdays at 6 o'clock, beginning this coming Thursday. Look for the link on the Facebook page. Poke around if you want, and do some research on the monastery, the monastic tradition, things that we associate, and also maybe think about some of the things that you believe about monasteries that you'd like to know if they are true to the actual historical record, or if maybe it's sort of the stereotypical stuff that we've carried on into our modern world, thinking of these sort of ancient, gloomy monasteries. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday. I hope you're well. Um, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're following the protocols that have been put in place to keep us all safe. I wish you all well. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.